Hey everyone, it is Wednesday, February 16th. The time right now is 12:40 p.m. and the temperature is around 7 degrees Celsius. And that would make this the warmest day of the year so far. I'm here at Dundas Square in downtown Toronto. And it looks like there's an art installation going on in here. It says, "A bonfire made of light bulbs flashes to life, controlled by human warmth." It'll be interesting to see that once it's installed. And there's some shouting matches going on over in the distance. What else is new here at Yonge and Dundas? That is the intersection of Yonge and Dundas right there. And there's a look north up Yonge Street. So for this one, I think I'll head south down to Richmond Street West. And then from there I'll walk west for a bit through the financial district and the entertainment district and then into the fashion district. I just finished recording an hour-long walk that I'll be playing on a live stream later tonight. And it's turned into such a nice day, I thought it would be a pretty good idea to come out and record a walk since I was down here. And there's the Popeyes where I just had lunch. So this is south down the east side of Yonge Street. And coming up is Shooter, and then Queen, and then we'll be at Richmond, and that's where I'll be turning west. I've certainly noticed a lot more people riding their bikes today. And a lot less people wearing big warm winter coats. I have mine with me, but I decided to chuck it in the backpack and go with just the sweater, which seems to be more than warm enough. Not really the type to overdress anyways. There's the Eaton Center. And here's an entrance to the Queen subway station. I think this is about as warm as it's supposed to get today. Let me check the forecast here. Oh, it says it Might get as high as 8, so pretty much as warm as it'll get. And tomorrow might even be a little bit warmer. It says there'll be a high of 9. And then Friday it says -6. So the weather will be ping-ponging back and forth quite a bit. So here's Queen, and the next one to the south of here is Richmond. And a look north at Yonge Street. And just off to the west there is where you'll find New City Hall. And on my right is the Saks Fifth Avenue and Hudson's Bay building. I think the Hudson's Bay is the oldest company in Canada and possibly North America, dating back to 1670. And here is Richmond Street. The North Bay Adelaide Centre Tower. That's the third tower in that complex. It's not quite finished. And I think Scotiabank will be the main tenant. So this is the north end of the financial district. I don't think I'll walk all the way along Richmond Street West. I think it comes to an end at Strawn Avenue. And that would actually take me out of downtown. This is quite the contrast from the video I published this morning. That was a nature walk through the Warden Woods. I was walking across frozen snow pretty much the entire time. There's Look North. Old City Hall is on the right. And there's Nathan Phillips Square and the new City Hall just on the left. And the next time we get a day like this, I'll have to come downtown on my bike. So Richmond Street is a one-way street that runs to the west, and just south of here is Adelaide, which is a one-way street that runs in the opposite direction. And there is the old Graphic Arts Building. And I think that dates back to 1913. And there's the new Ernst & Young Tower. And still, at least for part of this year, the tallest building in the city. First Canadian Place just behind it, providing you don't consider the CN Tower to be a building. There's Shopsies and Quinn's. This part of Richmond has always had a somewhat quiet vibe to it. At least as far as the financial district goes, it seems like Richmond and Wellington are more like back streets than main streets in terms of having prominent buildings facing them. You'll find a lot more of that on King and Adelaide. And Front, of course. And here's York Street. So this terminates just north of here, right at Queen Street, and that's where you'll find Osgoode Hall. There's the Four Seasons Center for the Performing Arts just across the street. And there's Look North up at Osgoode Hall. And the Four Seasons Center here on the right was constructed on something of a shoestring budget for an opera house. It opened back in 2006. And it is home to, I think, the Canadian Opera Company and the National Ballet of Canada. And there's the mildly brutalist Hilton Hotel. That is by no means a pretty looking building. And here we are at University Avenue, aka Nelson Mandela Boulevard. So it's been dedicated to Nelson Mandela, although you probably never hear anyone refer to it as that. There's Look North with Queen's Park at the terminus of University Avenue, and it turns into Queen's Park just after that. And these are two-phase traffic lights. So unless you really hightail it, you're not going to make it across in one go, but there's no traffic coming this way, so why not keep going here? It looks like there's a new development plan for this lot, 54 stories. now we've entered the entertainment district. So goodbye north end of the financial district. And this here is Simcoe Street. And like a lot of parts of downtown, a lot of new condos have popped up in this area quite recently. And that one is called Studio. I think that'd be a pretty darn good location to live. Here's a couple of great spots. There's Bistro, for my money, the best sashimi in Toronto. And they've got an excellent rooftop patio, and it's right next to Yuck Yucks, probably the most well-known comedy club in the city. At least now that the Second City, which was located around the corner from here, has moved out, or rather been forced out due to a redevelopment. There's the new textile building, which is now a part of the OCAD University campus. I think this is where Whiskey Saigon used to be on the right. That was a large club, which later became renamed Joe. I think it used to be painted red, white, and blue. Kind of reminiscent of the Star Spangled Banner. All right, I'm gonna cross over to the south side of Richmond here. There is what used to be called the Easy on the Fifth. I think it's now just the Fifth Social Lounge. And this spot here looks really neat from above. Though you can't really see it, the ground is painted in a similar style to the wall there. And this bar is joint operated by the ballroom right here and the Fifth Social Lounge, which is on the other side. And this sprung up during the pandemic, the first year of it, when indoor dining and drinking was first forbidden. And it'll soon be home to a big public space. I think it's been earmarked to be turned into a public park. And it looks like the ballroom's location here has been slated for redevelopment. I remember when that place was called Montana. This is John Street. There's the old Paramount movie theater across the street. And that was built with a Sega City Palladium in it, where the Marshalls is. And that later became a mega nightclub called Circa. It was fairly short-lived. And where this Michael's is used to be a Chapters. That's a large bookstore. And apparently this whole lot is getting redeveloped. '39 and 40-story towers. So the former Famous Players Paramount Theater turned the Scotiabank Theater, when Cineplex merged with Famous Players, will be torn down pretty soon. That's kind of surprising, but I think there's plans for a much smaller theater to take its place. On the left is the Linen Chest, which used to be Republic nightclub. And this is one of the nicer downtown condos. But that building, 296 across the street, that's been various clubs over the years. You come here on a Friday or Saturday night, there'd usually be a big lineup in front. There used to be a club here on the left that I think had a water slide sticking out of the side. That's where Fez Boutique used to be. That was another night spot. That one somewhat controversially turned into the City of Toronto homeless shelter. It's hard to think of another area in downtown that's transformed quite so much. And this building here on Peter Street is known for the large cantilevers in the lobby of it. I think that building over there is where the original Burrito Boys was located. There's also a nightclub there called Level. A Dark Horse espresso bar. And a look back to the east. And coming up is Spadina Avenue. And once I cross that, I'll no longer be in the entertainment district. I'll be entering the fashion district. Guna's Kitchen, Burro Burrito. There's a spot I've never really noticed, the roastery. Here we are at Spadina, always a good stroll. I walked down here last night in the live stream. This is kind of like an early taste of spring. Symbols here signify that we're in the fashion district. There's look towards the CN Tower, although you can see just maybe the top corner of it. There's a barbecue chicken restaurant. And it looks like the name is just barbecue chicken. Right next to a pilot. So this area takes its name from a lot of the old textile companies that used to be located along here. And just to the north of here is Graffiti Alley. I was kind of thinking about taking a little detour through there, but I think we'll just stick to Richmond. And then when I get to Bathurst, I think I'll just pop south down to King and take a streetcar back over. There's Brant Street. kind of like the exposed red brick on this one. I think that guy was asking for where the Sheraton Hotel is. You're looking for the Sheraton Hotel? You're looking for the Sheraton Hotel? Yeah, make a left, then a left on Adelaide. That's your only way to get back. And then about 6 or 7 blocks. When you get to University, it's just on the other side. Left and left to take you back. I wasn't sure that last guy quite gave them conclusive directions. At least I sent him in the right direction. I suppose I also could have told him to go right and then right. That would have been more direct, I guess, since Sheraton is right on Queen Street. But it would have been slower. There's construction. And that sort of thing. I think I told him that's his only way back. Oh well, I'll give myself a C for that. And coming up is Bathurst Street. And after Bathurst Street, Richmond is no longer a one-way. That'll also no longer be downtown. I'm going to turn left there and just pop down to King. And hop on the streetcar and head back and then head up home. Loft Hair Lounge. I could use a haircut. And here we are, Bathurst Street. And just to the north of here is the beginning of the West Queen West neighborhood.
Which is this or this?
That is east. So I'm just 2 blocks from King. Well, at least I gave that guy 100% accurate directions. This is a good test of how this camera performs walking directly into the sun pretty much. There's been so much cloud cover this winter that this hasn't really been something I've had to think about for quite a while. There's a look along Adelaide Street. Yeah, more or less. The place is called Black Toe Running. And I just missed a streetcar. No big deal, these are quite frequent on King. Actually see one pulling up behind it. I'm going to fish out my mask. No, it's quite windy. It's a little hard to put on with one hand here. There's my future chariot. So I hope you enjoyed this walk, mostly along Richmond Street West. Starting at Dundas Square, heading south down Yonge. And then heading west along Richmond all the way over to Bathurst Street. And then south down to King. And here I am, as I get a frog in my throat, at King and Bathurst, about to take the streetcar back over. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. And if you wish to support the channel, there's links to Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. I also have an Instagram account at Strideswag. Strideswag.com is my merch account. Instagram is at JohnnyStrides. All right, stay warm, stay safe, and I will catch you on the next one.